So HBO is doing something extremely brave, and I feel that Joe Biden, he needs to call a press conference, and he needs to give that award that Ellen DeGeneres got, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Why did she get that medal? It doesn't matter. Just like Velma doesn't matter. But nonetheless, the creators of Velma also need to get that medal, because the show Velma is gay and raunchy. That's what that says right there. It is gay and raunchy. Velma series reinvents beloved childhood characters from Scooby-Doo. But see, here's the thing about Velma. Velma doesn't even have the dog in the show. I mean, how are you going to have a Scooby-Doo show without the dog? The only reason why we watched Scooby-Doo was because we knew two things, okay? We knew that Scooby-Doo and Shaggy were stoners. They were too busy getting high that they couldn't go out and actually work the mysteries. And good old Fred was giving it to Daphne as Velma watched. That's the only thing we really took away from that show. That's the only thing we really cared about. We low-key were imagining in our heads the good old Fred was giving it to Daphne, and right after, Velma got a taste. So, for them to reinvent the show, and now we have Velma as the main protagonist, it is insulting, but it is still brave. Now, a lot of people didn't know about this show. A lot of people didn't even know it was actually out there, but it was out there. And HBO tried its best to hide it from the world because they saw that it was an abomination. It was a monstrosity that they knew deep down inside didn't need to see the light of day. For example, let's watch the trailer.
Well, great.
Fred Jones did not kill those girls.
Mom, stop! Not in front of my kids.
So that is like 101 when you're making a woke show. You make the dude, especially if he's a white heterosexual male, you make him into a total dweeb, into a total jerk. And I think this is true, right? That they made it to where he has like a small penis. Like, that's the thing, right? He likes a little dick energy. That's what they're going with. And that's what they did with good old Fred here, who we knew in the original Scooby-Doo. Dude had Riz from here to the moon. Dude was giving it to Velma. Dude was giving it to Daphne. In fact, he was too busy getting his beak wet than to solve the actual crime. Let's keep watching.
Sorry, sweetie. The serial killer is targeting girls.
You can't just imprison a totally innocent person.
What don't you get about cops?
So there you have it. More of that side's narrative that apparently cops are out here imprisoning people that are innocent. That's what they're telling us with that little segment here. So you know what audience they're trying to go for. You know this.
My mom's cold case file.
Friends hug, boobs touch, no crotch.
The last place her...
So apparently there's a thing going on between Velma and Daphne. So the only way you can save this show, from being a total disaster is if at the very end, you get the king of Riz himself, good old Fred, swooping in and getting a little action with the two right there. That's the only way you can really save this show. I mean, how am I wrong? I'm not the only one that believes that this show is probably the worst cartoon ever made. This is it. You see, after Family Guy, after The Simpsons, everyone thought all you have to do is just be a little edgy, but that's not it. The reason why Family Guy, Futurama, Rick and Morty are such great shows, it's not because the main protagonists are male. No, the reason why they're so successful is because they're well written, there's no agenda, and they're just trying to make a good show. But the writers over at HBO and Miss Mindy here clearly didn't read the memos, because they're looking at some of the worst Rotten Tomato scores you will ever see in any show ever. 50% from the critics, 10% from the audience. Let's read some of these reviews. Now, this is clearly a fluff piece right here. This person was clearly bought and sold, because look at how they are writing this review. This is obviously made by millennials for millennials. Wrong. I'm a millennial. Everyone I know is a millennial, and they would all agree that this show is garbage. Let's keep reading. The humor is wild and then dry and then wild again. If you grew up on cartoons and wanted to see Scooby-Doo as a Frank Miller graphic novel, Christmas 2023 came early. Now, that is ridiculous. There is nothing Frank Miller about this series whatsoever. Let's keep reading. 1 star. Not funny, makes fun of the audience, metas about itself, just don't watch. Another 1 star. No essence to what the cartoon was, overly sexualized, and lame. Damn, look at all these 1 stars. And I'm not going to read all of these for you guys, but I am going to read some of these 5 stars because you can clearly see by the way they are written that this was someone that was bought and sold. For example, right here, 5 stars, funny, fresh, and different. Nobody talks that way. Nobody talks that way. Funny, fresh, and different. I loved the art and thought the story was funny. Tons of room to build. This is clearly someone that was bought and sold. Let's read another 5 star. I love this TV series. I love it. And I love Scooby-Doo. Dude, who wrote this? Putin? Seriously, who wrote this? This is clearly a bot. You can go back and read the comments. You know, if you're having a dull time at work and you want a good laugh, come in and read these reviews. Come in. And also, if you want to watch Velma, I'll tell you, and this is the God honest truth, this is the only situation where I would suggest you turn on Velma, okay? This is the only situation. Say you are having a good time with your lady, you know, whoever that might be, and you are trying to make the experience last a little bit longer. Well, no longer do you have to think about your grandmother. No longer do you have to think about baseball cards. No. Turn on Velma. I can guarantee you're going to be bored out of your mind. You're going to cringe. It's going to make the night go a little bit longer, if you know what I mean. But anyway, that's just a little advice from the Count. Make sure you drop a comment. Don't forget to like this video. And like always, don't forget to subscribe. Sensational!